Oh yeah, October 22nd, about 10 p.m. And another thing I want to say, my black people, we also have to, at this moment, as we come together, also realize that if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And it's time for us to start saying no to funding foreign wars, no to funding foreign citizens, no to funding protecting foreign borders when our own citizens, us, you know, are unprotected here at home in our own country. Victims of all kind of hate crimes and important more people from all over the globe who despise black American people and think, black people are, and treat black people even in their own countries like dirt. They're not coming here to treat us any better. They're coming here to work along with the system that's already in place to get benefits out of it, So we must stand together and say, look, we are not we're not funding, we're not okay with our tax dollars going to fund foreign wars, going to protect foreign citizens when our citizens are not protected here, or to protect foreign borders from invasion when our border is wide open and being invaded and not protected. No. Just like they say, charity starts at home, also safety and protection starts at home. And guess what else starts at home? Your kids and our family. Our kids and our families are here and being left unprotected while people come in from what? 70, they say, different countries, over 100 different countries. I don't lost count. Last time they said it was 70. That was last year. Now they done said over 100 different countries. Come right across our border. Come right the fuck in here and get a free everything. No. We ain't funding this. Wow. Every excuse they used in the book, every line excuse they used to deny responsibility for reparations. We don't have the money for it, but we got the money for this. We don't. How do we know who's descended from slave and who's not? They ain't asking no questions from these foreigners. They take oral history as a factual account for everything they say. But now black people, we got to prove everything. Foreigners come here and have to prove nothing, get everything for free. Black people, we got to prove everything. No, there ain't no money for that. But there's money for foreigners, there's money for foreign wars, and we are told we have the responsibility and obligation. No, it's the white folks who may feel like they have that responsibility and obligation because they benefited from the systematic racism and the systematic slavery that has given white people all over the globe a vast, huge advantage in intergenerational wealth, land, property, businesses, that was literally stolen from other countries all over the world, And black Americans, we had nothing to do with that, okay? We were the only people who never participated in any systematic racism or systematic slavery. Though in history, there were some black slave owners, and they are obviously, they're just as bad or even worse. That they would benefit off of that system of enslaving their own. But there's always people like that in history, not just here in America, across history, across centuries. Those who betray their own, like Malcolm X was betrayed, Martin Luther King was betrayed, the Kennedys were betrayed. And it was mainly because, now they've decided to replace us. How we were all, notice how black people were considered so valuable. Look in history. I love my slave, my good niggas and all that. And work hard for your master, that's right. Until we wanted to be paid full price and not be slaves and be free. Have quality education, be educated, not be killed because you want to learn how to read or educate yourself. Everything they did and put in place was to hold us back and prevent us from ever becoming educated or ever having actual fair advantage of life here. They brought us here to be slaves, were very unhappy, and had a war to keep us to be slaves that had to be fought to free us. Thank God for the whites who fought for us. But all of you foreigners across the globe, none of y'all did. Y'all weren't here. You better go look back in the history books. I don't give a fuck how you try to revise history. Go look back at the civil rights era, the photos to see what's there. It wasn't the Africans and the Spanish and the Russians or the Arabs or the Asians fighting those battles. It was black and white. Stay out of it. That goes for you too, Africans. Don't show up for the reparations rally or nothing trying to pretend you're Americans. We know you're not. You're wannabes. You want to be us. And you'll do anything to work with the white system, all of y'all, and step on our necks and abuse us because you abuse black people in your countries already, your own black people, and then come here to abuse us and go along with the white narrative that black people ain't got no value, then why did they keep my people enslaved for 400 years? Because we worked hard and we did good work. Huh? And why did they try to prevent us from becoming educated? Because once we became educated, we became competition. Threat to the system. We weren't just sitting there to be their servants, their slaves, and their worker bees in their businesses. We wanted to have our own businesses, and be treated as equal as Americans. Like everybody else who comes here gets that fair shot except us. So yes, we will be having the reparations rallies. And yes, you foreigners, stay out of it. Just like you stayed out of it when the Civil War was fought. None of your ancestors came running over here to fight to free us, right? Or when the civil rights battles was fought in the 60s, none of y'all came running over here to fight for the civil rights, right? Or like World War I, World War II, none of y'all came run over here to go fight against Hitler and anything like that, right? Okay then. Well, then nah, we don't need to hear what you think about anything because you didn't fight none of the battles. You just came here for the benefits. The benefits that our people fought hard and had their heads busted open for because our people were the ones enslaved, not yours. Y'all people were enslaved in y'all countries. Take it up with y'all governments. We black people don't owe y'all anything. If the white people feel that way, well then that's up to them. But they ain't gonna take the tax dollars that we help put in and not give reparations to us when our people were enslaved here and come with the gaslighting, okey doke bullshit while they turn around and now every reason they said they don't have money for reparations, this and that, and this, that, and this. No obligation. I didn't have slave. Well, they didn't do anything to those folks, the migrants that came here. They did nothing to enslave them or terrorize them in their countries. But they say they have an obligation for all of us to pay for them endlessly. Yeah, we're taking it to court. It's reparations time. Miss me with the bullshit. And foreigners, stay the fuck out of my face. If you're not one of the people who show respect and you're one of those people who come here to use and abuse black people, you ain't got to say nothing to me. I know how y'all get down. I've seen everything y'all did. That's why I stood against you, stood against my own black people, and will stood against my own family if I have to, just like I stood against the corrupt popo. Anywhere motherfuckers want to violate women and children or violate black people or violate Americans, miss me with the bullshit. And we do not want to be involved in your foreign wars. We do not feel we have an obligation to go and protect foreign citizens and foreign borders from invasion when we're not protected in our communities and our borders are wide open to invasion. My black people, stand together with me.